Hello, everyone. I'm Darian Gold, and welcome to All Things Pilates Season 5. There is a collective fascination with Joe Pilates, his method, and inventions. The exercise paradigm continues to evolve, as does our understanding of Joe's genius. So join us because we know there is always more to explore. Our guest today is Marcela Zia, a former professional ballet dancer who now represents Empower Pilates, a classical Pilates apparatus company located in Brazil. Based on Joe Pilates' original designs, but also responsive to the teachers who use the equipment, this company is the latest in the growing need for quality classical apparatus. When I refer to Joe's apparatus as classical, for those who don't know, it implies that Joe's designs are carefully preserved with minimal changes, if any. I remember vividly Vermana sharing with us that she would monthly or at least regularly visit the Gratz Industries factory at the time in Long Island City, Queens, to make sure they were complying with Joe's specifications. I've asked our guest, Marcela, to tell us about Empower Pilates and what the reception has been like, especially here in America. Hello, Marcela. Thank you for coming on to the show.
Hello, Darian. It's such a pleasure to be part of your podcast. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Marcela, there are now a number of Pilates apparatus companies. How does your company differ?
Darren, I would say that there are a few reasons that set Empower Pilates apart from other companies. I'd like to talk about a few of them today.
Okay.
Well, the first one is something very inspiring. The company was actually born with love as an inspiration. We have from one side Lipe Schilling, who is a physiotherapist and also a Pilates instructor, who is really passionate about the classical method. He met his actual wife, who is Adriana Hergert. She is actually a former ballerina and a very successful engineer in Brazil. And she took the challenge to try to replicate in a very faithful way Joey's equipment. And together they joined forces and they founded Empower Pilates, right? So it was a creation based on their love and based on the absolute love that both have for Pilates. So this is the first point that I would say it's very different.
Love-driven.
Exactly. Well, the second point, I'd say that I think it's a very good difference is that the chief operating officer of Empower Pilates is actually a Pilates instructor, because we don't see that often. I think it's a very good competitive advantage to have Lipe Schilling, that is this Pilates instructor and also a physiotherapist, as a hands-on executive and production leader. He has decades of Pilates experience. He has worked with renowned Pilates instructors. He began training in New York with Bob Leakins, that is a well-known and beloved quality teacher.
Yes.
So it's rare to have someone as knowledgeable as Lipe to help guide Empower's future. This is the second point. The third point is that Empower has a very deep dive into Joey's original equipment. So before production began, Empower took a close look to Joey's authentic designs, not just product of other companies, but they really had a deep study and look into it. It's one standout difference that we can see is the foam that Empower uses. Yeah, Empower has invested very much in this project. Yeah, they have invested in a high density and responsive foam, which actually allows the practitioners to feel more of their own bodies when they are practicing Pilates. The reason why they did that is because Joey's equipment used actually a board covered.
Yes. Out.
Yeah, they tried to be close to that. So we have reproduced that feeling of firmness with something that is rigid yet comfortable. So with proper contact between body and foam, users will have a better sense of alignment and enjoyment while doing the movements, right?
Yes.
We have a very, very good foam. The fourth point, I'd say, is the excellent metal finishes that Empower uses. It's a very unique aluminum alloy finish. Actually, it's common that aluminum stains from handprints, right? Empower.
You're saying aluminum. Aluminum?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Empower uses a more stable aluminum alloy that is specifically developed for Empower to best resist staining, and it ages in a very beautiful way. It stains, of course. It's not that it won't stain. It does, but it's lower and in a more beautiful way. Another point is the reliability of the equipment. You know, we always, for us, this is a very important thing, the reliability. In Empower equipments, they are very safe and reliable because we believe that a good equipment should not get undue attention. It should not gain the attention. The equipment is not the protagonist, right? The practitioner is. So we select very good construction materials, wheels, leather, metals, and vinyl. So everything is chosen to create like low maintenance and deliver, and also in a way that it will deliver like more than expected. So the equipment doesn't get the attention, right? And the practitioner gets the attention. That's the whole idea. One example is the leather straps. We work directly with a tannery in Brazil, so we can get large leather pieces that do not need to be glued or sewn together. They are seamless. So this guarantees like more longevity to the material. Yeah. And another example is the quality of the wheels. We believe that classical equipment should have casters and not wheel bearings. Joey chose not to use bearings because the user needs to exert efforts to overcome the resistance of the springs. Wheels should create friction and drag without sliding like a skate, you know? So we know that other brands also deliver bearing glass wheels, but our difference is that we have developed a material and design that makes the wheel run smoother. So it has drag, but it doesn't shake or vibrate because the quality of the materials is really good. Another point is that Empower works very closely with Pilates teachers. Empower is a company that is made by contrologists for contrologists. That means that it's created by a practitioner for people who practice. That's the whole idea. I think this is very important to say. So with that in mind, we have the dialogue. We can see the dialogue with the two biggest Pilates school, like Romanos Pilates that inspires us, and also Vintage Pilates. So this has encouraged us to explore all the possibilities and capabilities of the equipment. Okay, so
can I stop you there?
Of course.
The wheels really stand out for me because, as you know, because you were there, I was in Florida a few weeks ago and got to try a lot of the Empower Pilates equipment. And yes, the carriage was absolutely firm, felt really good on the back of my body for sure. The Cadillac also had a good solid sensation with the foam, but it was the wheels that were definitely different. And I'd like to ask you if you know, when you talk about this special coating on the aluminum alloy, it is creating the friction, but a smoother connection or a smoother pressing down onto the track to then pull the carriage back home. I don't know. Where is my question? Where is my question? And what is my question? My question is it because you have that special alloy surface on the track that gives the wheel a different kind of drag coming home?
Yes, exactly. Actually, something that it was in purpose that you don't really realize that is bearing less, right? So you are actually using your body to make the wheels roll, but it's so smooth that you think they would roll by themselves. That's the whole idea of it. So the materials that were chosen to build our wheel, they have this function that it has drag, but you almost don't feel it. Yeah. So it's very beneficial for the movements, but at the same time, it doesn't gain that attention. And I think that's the feeling that you had. Am I right?
I think so. I think so. It was very smooth. I still had to work to bring the carriage in. It just felt, I don't know if there's another description than smooth. Didn't feel as rough or as hard. Even though it was challenging. I don't mean hard like it was hard to come in. Just the sensation of the wheels felt smoother.
Yes, that's the whole idea. If you say that, we are happy because it means we are achieving our goal with the wheels.
What about the difference between the standard reformer that you sell and the archival reformer?
Actually, yes, we developed both reformers. We have the classical reformer that we call, that is the reformer that had a little bit of a changes in the 90s. And we have also the archival reformer that is the one that was more used in the 80s. So in order to design both models, we worked very closely with Pilates instructors. For example, in order to build the classical reformer, we had a lot of influence of Javier Perez. He, as proposed by Romana, would direct us on all the measurements in detail, right? So this reformer has a higher foot bar, a higher shoulder pads, has shorter poles and springs, and it was like designed in the millimeters to be the one that
as authentic as possible.
Yes, and so these instructors that like this model, they can enjoy our classical reformer. But there are people that still prefer the archival model. So when Lipe was in the United States in 2018, he was working closely with Jay to develop the archival reformer.
Jay Grimes.
Exactly. So the archival reformer has lower foot bar and shoulder pads, longer poles and springs.
Wait, longer poles? Do you mean longer handles? Or the short box bar?
Yes.
Oh, the poles.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Oh, they're okay. No, that's okay. They're longer.
Yes. And it has been reproduced in a very faithful way. And yeah, and then it's a matter of preference. Yeah, some teachers, instructors prefer the archival, some others prefer the classical. But this was a very dedicated time with these instructors that helped us develop in the best way possible the two models so that any person can choose what will better fit their studios.
And are we talking about 80-inch, 86, and 89?
Exactly. Yeah, we have 3 sizes.
Okay. Standard reformer and archival reformer in those 3 measurements.
Exactly.
And what about the jump board?
The jump board can be fixed in any of those. It comes already included in the 89, but if someone is buying the 80 or 86-inch reformer, it can also be ordered separately.
I can't imagine jumping on an 80-inch unless you're 4 feet or something. You
Yes.
could end up going out the back door. During our pre-interview, you shared that the company works closely with teachers, and you've mentioned earlier in this interview. Are these teachers from around the world? Where do you find these teachers?
Yes. Actually, everywhere. Lipe and Adriana, since the beginning, the foundation of the company, they were very active in the Pilates community. They travel a lot. They participate in Pilates congresses, conferences, certification programs, and a lot in Brazil and also around the world. So they get in touch with instructors from all over the world because they all come to these events. Yeah. So we work with instructors from all 5 continents. We have actually Pilates started exporting some years ago, and now we can say we are in all continents. We have exported to South America, like Argentina, Chile, Peru, to North America, the United States, Canada, Europe. We have exported a lot to Portugal, Spain, Italy, Germany, also to China.
Oh,
Yeah, China, to New Zealand, Australia. It's all over. So we have really specialized in export. So we have special wooden boxes to have a very proper packaging for sending abroad. So everything is very well
protected.
Yeah. We work closely with freight forwarders that are very reliable and good. So we do either ocean shipment or air shipment, air freight, always trying to meet the client's needs. So some people have a hurry to receive the equipment. We do air freight. Some others prefer to pay a little bit less and have it in a little bit a longer delivery time. So.
But not 6 months or a year like some companies.
No, this is actually one of our highlights, I would say. This is one of our differences that we can deliver in a very short delivery time.
Can you be more specific when you say short?
Yes. For black upholstering, our production time is 30 days only.
For any apparatus?
Yeah. Maximum 40 days, but usually in 30 days, we finish the production. Plus, and then you have to add to that time the shipping time, which varies. Yeah, it depends on like if it is air freight or ocean freight. Ocean freight can be 20 days or 1 month, depending on where it's going to. And the air freight is usually a few days only. And for colored upholstery is a little bit longer time. We have 45 days to 50 days to produce, plus the shipping time.
Do you guarantee?
Yes, we don't have issues. We never had, we were never late with delivery time. Actually, during COVID, we had, of course, a little bit issues with shipments because we had a shortage of shipments, especially ocean. And then it would take longer time, but the production time we are able to guarantee. Yeah.
This leads me to my next question, which is about supply chain issues.
Mm-hmm.
As you probably are aware, American Pilates companies have definitely struggled last few years with supply chain issues. Does Empower Pilates have to deal with this or not?
Of course, the problem of supply chain, it's worldwide. Yeah, it's not that we did not face them, but I think the difference is that we were able to overcome this problem to avoid supply chain issues with without major problems. And I think the reason is because we buy directly from local Brazilian suppliers and producers. We keep a large inventory to ensure that we don't have shortages during production, and that allows us to guarantee our delivery time. I would say that's the reason. Yeah, we always make sure we have everything.
A large inventory means you must have a large space.
Yes, we do have a large space. Yeah. Actually, we did grow in the past years, so we were always moving to bigger spaces. And we have our own suppliers that work very closely with us. Yeah. We don't have intermediates in this process, right? We try to be very to cut these ways in order to guarantee that we have the material that we need.
Did you always want to be a ballet dancer?
Yes. I was dancing since I was 3 years old. I was very, very young when I started, like lots of children, yeah, do. But I fell in love with ballet, so I never stopped dancing. And I was getting with time, I was getting more and more dedicated to it. And it became my biggest passion. Yeah, so I was this kid that my life would be ballet. I would breathe ballet. So I wanted to be a professional ballerina. I had that dream and I was fighting for it. I was very passionate.
You were in different ballet companies?
Well, when I was 14, I got a scholarship to go to the ballet school in Germany, to the Leipzig Opera Ballet.
Where were you living? You were in Brazil?
I was living in Brazil, but at that time, it was back in the 1996. So there was no internet or anything. And I remember that I sent a video to the ballet school in Germany because I really had that dream. And I didn't hear back from them for a while. And then suddenly I received an invitation letter. So I was super happy, and I was actually working already, I was giving ballet classes for small children, trying to save money to go to a ballet school, outside of Brazil. So I was also selling some sweets. I was always focusing on that dream until it happened. And then I went to Germany. I was living in an internat in Leipzig. It was a very hard time, I have to say. At that time, without proper ways to communicate with my family. But
you went by yourself?
I went by myself, yeah. My parents, they did not have the financial condition to go with me. So I went by myself, and then I finally was able to realize my big dream, that was to dance in a big ballet company. I was hired in Berlin when I was 17, so I started working there when I was 18. And I was in Germany for 8 years, and it was a very, very good time.
You were fulfilling your dream.
Yes, definitely.
Ballet is probably still in you.
Yes, it is. Nowadays, I dance as hobby, not ballet anymore. I do other types of dances, but still love it. Yeah.
Do you do Pilates?
Yes, I actually started doing Pilates long, long time ago when I was a professional ballet dancer as a complement to the ballet classes. And I found it so amazing because ballet, it's not everybody knows and sees that the movements are not organic at all. Actually, you can hurt yourself. Yeah, lots of people hurt themselves. And I think I was very lucky to start doing Pilates as a complement because I would build muscles around, in places that I would not have built them if I would only do the ballet classes, because we are required to put our legs in certain positions that are not natural and that are actually very difficult. I was able with Pilates to build that muscles and also to gain space in their articulations. So I would never be injured. I was just never injured. It was really good. So I never stopped the Pilates since I started. And even when I stopped dancing, I did never stop Pilates. I moved to different countries and I took always with me the Pilates movement, and I kept doing it because it really helped me a lot. Yeah.
And here you are in America, in Florida, in Boca Raton.
Yes.
And you represent Empower Pilates here in this country.
Yes.
The reception has been, for the most part, very positive for you.
Yeah, it's very good so far. It's very good the fact that in the city where I'm living, in Boca Raton, we have App Studio Pilates. That is actually our showroom here. They're fully equipped, as you saw, with Empower Pilates equipment. So if someone wants to try out, they can just come here, as you did, and see the equipment, right? So this helps a lot. Yeah, so it's been very positive, especially because, as you already said, there are so many companies that are having supply chain issues and a very, very long delivery time. So Empower has this mission to make it accessible to everybody that wants to work with Pilates. And Empower has this philosophy that is not about selling equipment only. They want to engage in the community. They want Pilates to grow. They want more and more studios to be built. They want the classical methods to be replicated. So it is a mission to make the equipment accessible to people so they can spread the method, right? So we see that we are able to fulfill that gap that is right now here in America.
Are there plans to have more showrooms around the country?
Yes, definitely. We are already communicating. We would like to have showrooms in New York State, in California. We want to have everywhere, as much as possible, so people can try and see and get to know the brand, right?
Yes.
We see how reliable it is, and then people can refer when once they have tried and liked. Yeah, that's the whole idea.
What would you say, in a nutshell, if I could use that word, the mission statement that Empower Pilates stands behind?
The mission statement is exactly like to make Pilates accessible, especially the classical Pilates that is our focus, to make it accessible to everybody through the supply of the equipment. Yeah, we wanted to grow more and more.
And to share the love that the two owners have.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That is behind the whole thing, right? That is through the equipment that is delivered. Once people work together with Empower, then can feel that, or they can feel in the way, I'm not only talking about the quality of the equipment, but also the care that is behind in the customer service, the way they like to have a very intimate approach. We have that to our clients. We like to give a lot of attention because we know it's not any sale. It's not like selling shoes or product that people can go and choose. It's it's a consultative sale, actually. People need lots of questions, and we really embrace that. We want to be there for our clients to make them feel secure, to make they be sure what they are receiving, what accessories or whatever they need to be changed, or we are always open to customize the order if they want, if they want to add something or to make some changes on the springs or the bars or whatever they need, because we know there are different needs. We see that, and we are very flexible. And I think this is also one of our difference, like that we are flexible to adjust to each instructor's need. And it has been working very well in that way.
Well, then I must ask you about cost. Without necessarily giving specifics, are there cost comparisons that are noteworthy?
Since the factory is in Brazil, production costs are lower, naturally. So we have the cost of the product is lower than other brands. That is, everybody can see that on our website. Of course, adding freight is going to be the shipping cost is going to be more, but it's still, we can see from what's happening right now that people from all over the world are buying our equipment, even like in continents that are on the other side of the world. Let's say in China, they are still preferring to buy from us. It's because we have not only the good quality, but also a very competitive price compared to other brands. So I would say we are very competitive also in the regard of price, right? It's not that it's not a huge difference because we invest in good quality, but it's very fair.
How can people learn more about Empower Pilates?
Well, they can go to our website. It's www.empowerpilates.com.br for Brazil, the initials from Brazil. Or they can also send us an email, like for the ones who are in the United States, they can write me directly to Marcela, Marcela .zia, Z as a zebra, IA, at empowerpilates.com.br. So I will be more than happy to talk, to help, to make a call if necessary, or video call, whatever the person will feel comfortable with, to help them know more about our company.
And you've been preparing quotes for some of my students so they can get a sense of what it would cost by air or by sea.
Yes, we always try to present both quotes, estimates, and then they can choose what suits them better. And I have to tell you, most of our clients are choosing air freight because the difference is not too big and they can have a much faster delivery. So
how long, let's say from Brazil to America, how long would that take?
The flight specifically is only one day, maybe the same day or from one day to the next. But considering that we have the time that they ask for us to, once we do the booking, we have a gap of a few days, let's say 3 to 5 days, that they ask to send the equipment from our factory to the airport in Brazil. So it takes about 3 to 5 days to get there to do the bureaucracy, like for the export procedure. So they have to do a customs clearance for export, right? So once this is done, the flight is very quick. And when it arrives here, it takes 1 day or two to do the customs clearance for import. That is exactly where it happens, the payment of the import fees. And then it's delivered to the address. So the whole thing together usually takes 7 days to 10 max.
That's the quickest way.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Even shorter. We have cases that go shorter also, like let's say 5 to 10 days. Yeah.
And shipping, of course, is going to be longer, obviously.
Shipping, to the United States, it depends on the route, but would say 20 to 30 days.
Okay, so let's say somebody wants to buy 2 reformers, for example, and a Cadillac. You get it together and it's black upholstery. You put the order together in 30-ish days, 30 to 45 days. And then the process of export procedures and then another 30 days to go across the ocean.
Yes, exactly. It's around 2 months to 2.5 months since the production starts until it's delivered at the door.
Okay, well, 2.5 months is better than what I've heard. I've had some students took their apparatus 18 months to arrive.
Ooh,
That's really long.
that's really long.
That's really long.
Mhm.
So it's all very interesting. And I think Empower Pilates will do very well here.
We hope so, yes.
And thank you so much for your time, Marcela. I hope to come back to Florida soon and teach another workshop. I had a lot of fun and fantastic people.
I thank you, Darren, and we really hope that you come back for the workshop. It was a great time, a great experience for everybody here to have you here.
And your daughter was there.
Yes.
And the owners. So it was wonderful.
Yeah, very, very nice time.
All right. Thank you, Marcela.
Thank you.
All Things Pilates is produced, written, edited, and hosted by me, Darian Gold. Mastered audio mix by Fabian Romero. This season, we have all original music by AKA Johnny. Also, if you're enjoying this podcast, you have the opportunity to support it for as little as $3 a month. You'll see the link in the show notes, and just know that every dollar helps me continue to bring you the most interesting guests in the Pilates community. Joe Pilates invented Apparatus and created exercises on them. But many people are learning his exercises on apparatus that have been changed somehow, whether it's the length or width of the reformer's carriage, the circumference of the foot bar, or even height modifications of the Wanda chair. In my opinion, when Joe's original designs and his accompanying exercises are altered, we cannot expect the same amazing and transformative results. Moreover, if we use the word Pilates, does it suggest we follow Joe's teachings, or are we just capitalizing on his name? As a side note, when I change or add to Joe's work, I preface it by explaining to my students that they are about to learn a gold variation or a gold special. Anyway, it's just something to think about. Thanks so much for being with us, and meet you here in a couple of weeks for another episode of All Things Pilates.